Hello, welcome to one of my piano tutorials. I'm Rossella and this is a series called Theory Virtuoso. Today we're going to talk about Etude in A minor by Kabalevsky. Etude in A minor. What does make a performance worth a distinction? Let's have a look at the musical aspects and see what we should highlight. This piece is an etude. An etude is a study, and in the past the studies were composed for students to improve their skills. This is definitely a study for velocity, for speed. And in fact, Kabalevsky wrote allegro vivace, and that means fast. Allegro vivace with semiquavers means fast, fast, fast. So the faster you can play this piece, the better it is, especially because there is an effect with those hairpins that is like a fly. And if you play it too slow, this just doesn't happen. Okay, that said, watch out, as I say always to my students, and I write it as big as this on their books. The semiquavers must be always played evenly. So just take my performance as an example of how fast one can play this piece. And of course, do your best to play this piece as fast as you can, but your limit would be the evenness of the semiquavers. And in the case of this piece, this bar here. These two bars, I'm afraid, if you can play them fast, do not play the rest of the piece faster, okay? So these are the notes, okay? And there is a little bit of pedal, but we'll get there. Let's go back from the beginning. Okay, this is in A minor and we have scales, and the left hand accompanies it in a very interesting way. Okay, so this reminds us of a shark, the music of the shark, and this is actually perfect because there is a danger coming close to us. Okay, this is the effect. Okay, and there are chords as well. Never mind, you just play finger number 5. It just happens to be, but the direction is given by these semitone. Now the use of the pedal makes it dirty. So there, in other words, speed all the notes of the scale. Okay, and this. Makes it dirty, makes it dangerous, makes it unpleasant, uncomfortable, okay? There's something that makes us very uncomfortable. And it gets closer and it goes back. It gets closer and it goes back. Okay, this is it basically. This is it. And how do you get there? Slow, 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 slow. That's it. Trust me, I've been studying for years and years and years. So the way I play is because I spend hours and hours and hours and hours, uncountable hours on the piano, aiming to even semiquavers, research of effects, pedaling, everything, fluency, confidence, everything. I spent my hours. Now it's your time. So, slow. I would just play it this way, okay, for a while, with the dynamics. Then if you feel comfortable, add some pedal. Don't be too fussy about what is written. Just try to be at the beginning of the pedal. Don't press it all the way down. You can do it. You can do it, yes, you can do it that way. But you have to be very, very good. If you want to press it all the way down and then up, as it's written on the score, you have to be very good at doing the dynamics with your fingers. So exaggerate them with your fingers. Yeah, so it works, but I always like use it, I play very, very, very legato, slurred with the right hand and with the left. Stay very close to the... I actually don't even lift up the first quaver, because by doing that I can use less pedal, but this is an effect. Don't quote me. What am I doing? I've decided the effect I want to create, the atmosphere that I want to create, and I just use all the tools that I have. If that means that I need to hold the first quaver to highlight this contrast, this dissonance, I just do it. Who cares? Yeah, I keep it longer. The first quaver, I keep it longer. Yeah, that's what I do. Now, to get confidence here, you just need to play it over and over and over and over. Slow, and even slower if you need. Then, crescendo molto after this. So here. Okay, crescendo, getting louder. And when you get to the final bar of the first page, well, this one is actually one of the trickiest bar in this piece, because it requires a discoordination between the two hands. One is doing this. Da, da, da. This is syncopation, right? Da, 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 da. Okay. Honestly, I play with 2 fingers, or even 3, just to make sure that I play the right note, okay? And I just put some weight. Okay? I separate them and I play tenuto, okay? But at the same time, you have the left with a completely different articulation and rhythm. So it is challenging and you need to play it. Say the word, slow. Remember, when we practice with this mantle, the pieces, we don't really play all the way through. What for? What for? We need to practice. Practice is a research. Get used to this word, okay? So you need to research what? The gesture in this case. This piece is all about gesture, and when you embody the gesture with the rest, with the notes and with the dynamics and with all the other details, you're done, okay? So this is the work that you can do here. Keep the right hand down and lift up the left, and then this kind of work, okay? This will help. Then progressively get faster and see, as soon as you have a problem, pause and go back to the slow motion, okay, version. Okay, and that's one thing sorted. This is the peak of the piece, this forte here. Well, apart from the end. On the second page, we have in this bar 7, another tricky point. Slow. Up, down. Okay, I discoordinate the two hands, and in order to do it, I need to get used to it. Nobody was born already taught. The coordination is something that we need to achieve. Everyone. And it's a never-ending process, because you can find a new coordination challenge anytime, depending on what you do. And some of them are very challenging, extremely. So this is the approach. You just do it slowly. Legato and articulated in 2. As it's written. No, I want to repeat it. I want to get confident. So why do I go on? We shouldn't. Spend time. I can spend an hour on the first 2 notes, or on the first bar of a piece, and I did in the past, trust me. I can spend days on 2 notes, and this is fair enough. Actually, it's more than fair enough, more than enough. It's a lot. It's what we need to do. It's our research. Practice is a research. Don't just play the piece all the way through, because it's just less rewarding. It doesn't really make you achieve very much, and it's not satisfactory as well. So let's try to get something done, okay? Have fun by dismantling the pieces and see what you can do, what kind of effect you want. And sometimes we don't really know it in advance, so it's by playing it over and over that we find what we want to do. For example, to what degree we should put the pedal down, how much and how long for, and how long should I, what kind of legato should I play? Should I play this? Or should I play this? This is like really a snake through there. And how can I combine, or through the keyboard, and how can I combine my touch with my pedaling? That's another thing. You change the pedaling, you change the touch. You change the touch, you change the pedaling. And the dynamic as well. So when you change one of these items, the others change too, because you need to adapt it. What is your target? Is the effect that you want to create, is what you want. What do I want to do today? I want to play this in a very scary way. I want to play a little bit more light-hearted. Okay, it's up to you. But why do I go straight there without too much thinking? Because I've been practicing a lot. Don't worry, I wasn't born like that. So let's go back to our music. Pianissimo subito, bar 8. Pianissimo subito means sudden pianissimo. Now, coming from forte, that is also very intense in terms of tension. Okay, pianissimo subito is quite a jump. Okay, it's really abrupt. So I would put a breath, this symbol with a breath, and I would change the pedal in a very significant way. So, okay, and I make sure that I just control and I breathe between the bars. So I'm sure that I create that pianissimo subito effect, and then as soon as I achieve that pianissimo, I do again. Okay. Again, as I said, this is the most challenging bit of the piece, these bars here. So make sure that you play them slowly and achieve a confidence and fluency gradually. Here there is also a new thing in the left hand, because we have... So the bass acquires some dynamism. And this is a help. I do think of that when I play these bars, and you might have noticed that the bass is different, because I do think of that as well as the right hand. And this just creates differentiation with what comes before and what will come after this. So this means that the change of the bass means that I can't pedalize this bit as I did in the first half, because the bass note changes. It's the top that stays the same. And this change of the bass means that the chords change. And when the chords change, the pedal should change. Otherwise, it's just too much. You see that it's too much, and the pedaling is the same of the beginning. Here it works. There it doesn't. So always listen to what you do. And as soon as you do something that crosses the line, you know what the line is, and that is your best achievement during your practice. Okay, then this bar here, what I do here, I also reduce the pedal, because there's no pedaling here in all this scale, just at the beginning. More intense, a little bit more aggressive. My right hand is less legato, and I give little statement. I want to give little statements all the time. I'm a little bit angry and upset and uncomfortable, so I really don't like it. Okay, so I'm not comfortable, and I am upset as well. So, okay. This is a B flat major scale on the right hand. Here, look for the fingering here. Don't do this. No, thank you. This is not pianistic. We don't want that. Especially if we don't need it. We just need the thumb. B flat. 1, So do we need to think of the right hand here? Not really, because it goes on its own. If you practice the scales, this should go very easily downwards. I only need to think of the ending because it breaks the pattern of the B flat major descending scale. Okay, so this I would have to focus when I practice this. I would have to focus on the change of attention from the left, because here I do think of the left. There's no pattern here, so what do? I think of the separate notes singularly, in the individual notes. I learned them by heart, easy. And in the meantime, I don't think of the right hand. I just go straight to the B flat major scale. And when I get to the end, I do think of this change of pattern. Okay, so. Honestly, if you spend 1 or 2 hours on these 2 bars, that sounds right to me. Okay, so then you can say like 2 hours. Yeah, you can spend them in one session, and then in the next session you do another half an hour. And also don't expect that once you practice something it's done. Sometimes it needs time, so you wouldn't need to practice it a few times on different days especially. Okay, but if you practice this every day and then the first day you spend 2 hours, by the end of the week you should be fine. Okay, here make sure that you play these 2 bars very well and very confidently, because as I said, these 2 bars set your speed. So if you don't want to play this piece like that, which means boring a little bit, right? So if you want to get to the boring version of this piece, make sure that these 2 bars are perfect. Then after these, these ones, I don't play them to staccato because it's accented. These notes have an accent and they are crochet. So I try to play differently the staccato quavers from the staccato crotchets, because the note is longer and the composer could have written there a staccato quaver and a rest, another staccato quaver and a rest, because he didn't. Kabalevsky wrote crotchets. This means that he wanted basically a longer sound. Staccato, detached, aggressive, unpleasant. Okay, accent as well. Not too short, not too long, with an accent. Then the last part comes back to the beginning, but a little bit louder. So make sure that here you don't start too quietly. So in other words, what I think there is, I think that I open the sound a little bit more. So I leave room for that zzz, crescendo diminuendo, so this effect of a wave, but I start at the beginning with a closed sound, a little bit more mysterious, a little bit more inquisitive. And in the second half, I open it a little bit more. So in other words, it's a little bit more confident, okay? And here the crescendo gets very interesting because it goes from piano to fortissimo. So make sure that you play that piano very well. And to do that, we can do something very similar to what we did in bar 8. So detach the pedaling well and create a little bit of a breathing, but this time we need less of this. So actually what you could do is to start getting quieter at the end of the descending scale in bar 14. But still, I separate them. Okay, so here, don't be impressed by my scale. Actually, I cheat. I don't use the written fingering. I use 1, 2, 3. I use just these 2 or 3 fingers because they are easier. So why do we complicate stuff? So 1, 2, 3, and then I turn as per A. So I base my fingering on the A minor scale. So 1, 2, 3, and I turn. Then, because I can't play 4, because if I play 4 here, I don't have enough fingers to play so sharp, and then La. 5, 1, let's not consider that at all. And so I do 1, 2, 3. Basically, I prolong my hand by turning twice in a scale. No, sorry, 3 times instead of 2 in a scale. So 1, 2, 3, then 1. 3, and then 1 again, 2 or 3 and 1. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, and then the pattern 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 or 3 here. It doesn't matter. You can use the fingering of the chromatic scale, so that would be 1, 2, 1, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, or 1, 2 in this case. It doesn't really matter. So again, another scale: 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then whatever you want to finish with. Okay, and this is it. Now, as I get to the end, I get used to this pattern of the right hand, so I don't think of the right hand anymore. But I try to do something in the left hand because that increases the tension quite a lot. Now, here they say 1 pedal for the whole bar. Yes, you can do it. You can also change it as long as you make it like dirty. As long as it's like a mixture of no. This is basically the effect that we have in the end, but with distinct notes. Okay, tira, 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 ta. Now, if you use the pedal, that long pedal, make sure that doesn't cover the articulation. Tira, 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 ta. Because if you do, it's too much. And here, very aggressive. Senza pedale, but actually, so no pedal here, but actually you can use a bit on the downward pedal. So da, 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 off. So you do the same gesture with 1 leg and 2 arms. So make sure that you read the notes correctly here. There is a B flat, okay, on the second chord. First sharp, B flat. So basically it's an E minor, E flat minor. And then 5-1. Okay, so. And you can put your weight on these last chords. I hope this was useful. Let me know, leave me a comment and like and share this video. Send it to your friends so they can also achieve a great, meaningful and fast performance. Thank you. Bye bye.